In the age of ancient warriors, there was always one man who led the army into battle. But in our time, that warrior has taken a new form, a force of nature, a monster built for the Premier League, Erling Haaland, the unstoppable beast of modern football. To understand how Erling Haaland reached this terrifying level of performance, we first need to understand who he really is.
What do you like about the Viking?
When you've got a striking Viking, you've got a guarantee of goals.
Yeah, I love it. I love first of all, obviously the history is incredible. Of course, a lot of things were not good what they did.
Haaland isn't just a striker, he's an obsession. A machine built through discipline, sacrifice, and a lifestyle that almost feels unreal. From a young age, Haaland lived on a strict diet. He follows nutritional routines that most athletes wouldn't even dare to try. He even drinks raw, unpasteurized milk, something you can't find in supermarkets, legally sold only in specific places in England. And that's just the beginning. His training sessions are brutal. But what makes Haaland different is what he does after training. He has a controlled sleep schedule, techniques to calm his mind, and recovery habits that push his body to the limit. Even on match days, after the final whistle, when every player heads home, Haaland doesn't. He goes straight into the ice bath, resets his body, and then rewards himself with his piece of meat, like it's his personal Man of the Match trophy. Erling Haaland is like artificial intelligence in human form, physically dominant, mentally sharp, and naturally gifted. A player built with the same strictness and discipline that carried Cristiano Ronaldo into his 40s. So imagine this, if Ronaldo could push his limits for that long, Haaland might go even further. Who knows, maybe we'll still be talking about Erling Haaland in 2050. And maybe he'll still be scoring. To understand why Haaland became this unstoppable force, we need to go back in time, back to where it all started. Erling Haaland grew up in a home built on football. His father, Alf-Inge Haaland, wasn't just a former Premier League player. He was the architect of Erling's mentality, a strict mentor, a quiet warrior who understood what it takes to survive at the highest level. Alf-Inge didn't raise his children to just play football. He raised them to live it.
From day one, he pushed Erling and his siblings to love the sport, to respect the grind, and to understand that talent means nothing without discipline. He taught them how to train, how to recover, how to think like professionals long before they ever became pros. He built their mindset, a mindset where excuses don't exist, where work comes before everything, and where every day is another chance to improve. And for Erling, this wasn't just parenting. It was a foundation that made him colder, stronger, and more focused than the kids around him. A foundation that turned him from a talented boy into a future monster of world football. Haaland's story didn't begin under bright lights or in a famous academy. It started in a small town, in a place called Bryne. Erling joined Bryne FK when he was just a kid, 5 years old, tiny in size, but already different. From the very first sessions, coaches noticed something unusual. The power, the confidence, the hunger. By the time he reached his mid-teens, Haaland was already breaking every limit. With Bryne's reserve team, he scored 18 goals in 14 matches, numbers that made everyone realize this boy wasn't normal. And then came the moment that changed everything. At only 15 years old, Bryne pushed him straight into the first team. No fear, no hesitation, just a kid standing among grown men and looking like he belonged there. These early years built the foundation, the strength, the mentality, the coldness that would shape the monster he would later become. Bryne wasn't just his first club, it was the birthplace of the Haaland we know today. After his breakthrough at Bryne, it was clear that Haaland's talent couldn't stay hidden in a small-town club. In February 2017, he made the next step in his journey by signing for Molde FK, one of Norway's top teams, under the guidance of legendary coach Ole Gunnar Solskjær. At Molde, the game became faster, the defenders tougher, and the expectations higher. But Haaland didn't just adapt, he thrived. Even as a teenager, he showed a unique combination of physical dominance, intelligence, and lethal finishing that left opponents stunned. It was here that his mentality, instilled by his father and nurtured during his early years, truly came into play. Every training session, every match, every goal, Haaland approached it like a machine, with precision and focus beyond his age. By the end of the 2018 season, the world started to notice. The young boy from Bryne was now on the path to becoming one of the deadliest strikers in football history. By January 2019, it was time for Erling Haaland to leave Norway behind and step onto the European stage. He signed with Red Bull Salzburg, a club renowned for developing young talent and challenging the continent's elite in the UEFA Champions League. At Salzburg, Haaland's growth wasn't just natural, it was explosive. The pace of the game, the physicality, and the tactical demands of European football could have overwhelmed most teenagers. But Haaland was different. Every touch, every run, every finish seemed calculated and precise, as if he already knew where the defenders would be. It was in the Champions League where he truly announced himself to the world. Goals came with terrifying consistency, double, triple, even hat-tricks. Opponents had no answer to his combination of raw power, speed, and instinctive finishing. Haaland became more than a promising talent. He became a warning for Europe's best clubs. Someone special was emerging, and behind the statistics and headlines was the mindset that had been forged years earlier. By the end of his season at Salzburg, Haaland wasn't just ready for bigger challenges, he was demanding them. Europe had seen just a glimpse of what he could do, and the football world began to whisper a name that would soon dominate headlines. Erling Haaland. In December 2019, Erling Haaland took the next giant step in his journey by signing with Borussia Dortmund in Germany. Now, the stage was bigger, the pressure higher, and the expectations almost unbearable for a teenager. But Haaland thrived under it. From his very first match, he showed why he was no ordinary striker. His combination of explosive speed, incredible strength, and clinical finishing made defenders helpless. He wasn't just scoring goals, he was rewriting records. Every touch seemed to carry intent. Every run created chaos in the opposition's defense. At Dortmund, Haaland didn't just shine domestically. He proved himself in Europe's most competitive arenas. Champions League nights became his playground, hat-tricks against giants, late winners, moments that would be remembered for years. And through it all, his mentality remained untouched by fame or money. The discipline, the focus, the relentless drive, all forged from his childhood in Bryne, molded at Molde and sharpened at Salzburg, defined him as a striker who was destined for greatness. By the time he left Dortmund, the world wasn't just noticing Erling Haaland, it was dreading him. Every club, every goalkeeper, every defender knew one thing: when Haaland steps onto the pitch, a force of nature has arrived. In the summer of 2022, Erling Haaland made the move that the football world had been waiting for. He joined Manchester City, the reigning Premier League champions, stepping onto one of the biggest stages of them all. Here, everything was bigger. The speed of the game, the tactical sophistication, the expectations from fans and critics alike. But Haaland adapted immediately. Every goal, every run, every touch was a statement, a declaration that this was a striker on another level. At City, Haaland didn't just score goals, he dominated records. He shattered Premier League scoring records, electrified stadiums, and made even the most seasoned defenders look ordinary. His combination of brutal physicality, intelligent movement, and unerring finishing made him unstoppable beyond his physical gifts. It was his mindset that set him apart. The discipline instilled by his father, the relentless work ethic from Bryne and Molde, and the hunger that drove him through Salzburg and Dortmund all came together at City. He became not just a player, but a phenomenon. Haaland at Manchester City isn't just a striker. He is a force of nature, rewriting what we thought was possible in modern football. And as he continues to rise, breaking records and leaving defenders in his wake, one thing is certain: the world of football has never seen anything like Erling Haaland. At Manchester City, Erling Haaland didn't just arrive, he annihilated records and cemented his place among the greats. In his very first season, 2022 to 2023, he tore through the Premier League, scoring 36 goals to claim the Golden Boot, breaking one of the league's most historic records. He didn't stop there. City dominated domestically and in Europe, and Haaland's name was on every scoreboard, every highlight reel, every conversation. On the European stage, he led City to their first UEFA Champions League title in 2022 to 2023, leaving defenders helpless with his combination of explosive pace, brutal strength, and uncanny finishing. He became the fastest player in Champions League history to reach 50 goals, accomplishing what many thought impossible in fewer than 50 games. In addition to the League and Champions League, Haaland also helped City lift the FA Cup and UEFA Super Cup, showcasing not just individual brilliance, but a hunger for trophies and dominance. Every record broken, every milestone reached, only proved one thing: Erling Haaland is not just a striker, he is a phenomenon, rewriting the rules of modern football from Bryne to Molde, from Salzburg to Dortmund, and now at Manchester City. Every stage of his journey led him here. And this final chapter? It's only the beginning of a story the football world will never forget. Erling Haaland's journey from a small town in Norway to dominating the Premier League, and Europe is nothing short of legendary. From Bryne to Molde, Salzburg to Dortmund, and now Manchester City, every stage shaped the unstoppable force we see today. But the story isn't over. Every goal, every record, every trophy is just a step toward a legacy that will echo for decades. And the question remains: how far can he really go? Can anyone stop him? If you thought this chapter was incredible, you won't want to miss what comes next. Subscribe now and hit the bell, because we're following Haaland's journey every step of the way, and the best is yet to come.